going into this role, you're finishing up at Business New Zealand tomorrow, and then you've got 2 weeks and then you're into FSC. Right, okay, so you have a little cool down period. What is your agenda going into the FSC? We've heard so much talk about changes to KiwiSaver. There is more competition apparently coming for the banking sector. Minister Andrew Bailey last night saying he was giving more powers to the FMA, called the NZX underperforming. If you look at all of those priorities, which ones are you going to take and run with?
Yeah, well, if you think about the work program of the FSC as it currently stands and the industry verticals that are in there, you've got a range. Those are the core priorities for FSC. But I think probably at a macro level, if you look at what the purpose of this conference is, which is to network together, develop some objectives, some things that the industries that are involved in the FSC want to see happen. Those are the things that I really want to be driving. I think the opportunity is ripe for industry leaders within the FSC to work and stand together. I think a unique point in time now where if you look at the industries that are involved, you've got obviously health. So people's health is going to be incredibly critical. You've already said there's crises in health. So health insurance, what is happening in that space in New Zealand, and how can those providers and products really help New Zealanders? And we saw a great example of that last night, I think, with Ngāti Whātua and NIB banding together. That is amazing, right? So that has the capacity to really change people's lives. It changes the dynamic within the health system as well. So that's just an example. You look at all of the industry verticals within the FSC, and I think there's massive amounts of opportunity, and the time is ripe for coalitions of leadership.
You're going to have to deal with some politicians. You just spoke about perhaps rolling your eyes at them. Is that going to wash in this new role?
Look, I mean, I think I've worked with politicians of all colours, really, for a long period of time, and it's not so much eye-rolling, it's really helping them understand where the needs and objectives of industry and the consumers of those products and services within those industries meet the objectives of the government. And if it's not quite close enough, then try and get them closer together. I mean, I think that's a real opportunity. I mean, we're really lucky in New Zealand, despite the things that people have said, mostly negative about lobbyists. For New Zealanders, New Zealand politicians are accessible, right? It's not just for lobbyists. In general, they're pretty accessible. They have really much greater work programs than people might expect. They're talking to their constituencies all the time. It's about being part of that constituency and helping those politicians understand what the benefit for them and their constituencies are, or what you're proposing. So keeping those things really tightly aligned will be critical to getting not just governments, because you want it to surpass any political shade. It needs to really be understood by all political parties, the value proposition.
I completely agree with your first point that there is so much opportunity still to be untapped and made in the financial services industry. But where do you think specifically they need support to help make a lot of that happen?
Well, I mean, my kind of background is in advocacy, right? And that's really lining up the thoughts and the leadership within the industry. And focusing around meaningful things that can be changed within public policy to get particular outcomes. And that'll include, of course, engaging with the media or around particular things that are of benefit to New Zealanders, so that they understand better the narrative of the businesses that are involved in the Financial Services Council, right? And the industries that are involved. I mean, it includes working with a broad range of stakeholders. I mean, the work that has already been done in the FSC is amazing. It's an incredibly well-organised organisation. It was one of the attractions of coming to it. It's got a really good, clear set of strategic priorities, really well run, great members. So putting all that together and taking the next step is really what I'm about.
That sort of answers it, but there's quite a hilarious question from the floor, which is, why are you so attracted to industry bodies? NZBA, Business NZ, and now FSC. Do you just love acronyms? Or?
Yeah, Business NZ, that's a long acronym. I think it's really, it's a great question. It's really the opportunity that you see within those sectors. When I went into the Bankers Association, now the Banking Association, one of the challenges there was that, you know, it was a great industry. It is a great industry. There are great people working in that industry, but they didn't believe it. And, you know, if you're getting knocked around in the media every day, and that happens a lot in financial services, so there is a really good opportunity to tell the stories a lot better, because often it's just, you know, organisations are punching bags, or industries become punching bags, not necessarily organisations. So that is that is attractive to try and help redefine a narrative and think about how you can create a better future, work with, as I said, industry leaders to create a better future, because people understand the value.
Fair to say that you're effectively going to be the financial services sector's hype man from here on out.
Yeah, totally. I'm not going to do breakdancing though.
I don't think we need to see that.
Which will be of great relief to a lot of people, I'm sure.
Well, I think I speak for everyone when we say that we are very much looking forward to working with you closer. I mean, I've worked with you for a number of years, sort of in many of your capacities, but I'm sure you're going to do great things with the FSC. So welcome, and best of luck with it. Not that you need it. Thank you, Kirk Hope.
Thanks very much. Cheers.